Hi guys, this is Marc Rosenzweig from Gotham Guardian Communications here for Toymaster Video Magazines on YouTube. One more time, here we are today talking about the one, the only, the original 1966 TV show Batmobile. This time though, we're talking about customizing. Taking the 1/64th Hot Wheels Batmobile or any number of other Batmobile vehicles and turning them into, or Batmobile style like vehicles, and turning them into an array and assortment of customized, chopped up, hot rod style Batmobiles. Okay, going forward from being that this is the most common one available right now, the Mattel Hot Wheels version, you can find them in most toy stores now on the shelves. Remember, card number 15 out of 36 of the new models from 2007. Being that I was able to get my hands on several of them, I started customizing them myself. Going forward from the original, taking apart the car in a very easy fashion. What you need to do first, of course, is drill out the rivets on the bottom of the car. Once you have the front and rear rivets drilled out, you do have a little bit of a problem getting it apart as it is very stiff. Take a little mini screwdriver in there and you can separate the vehicle into its core components. From the body itself, canopy itself, the interior cockpit of the car, the exterior, and then of course the wheels as you would have taken them out. Removing the wheels is very easy if you take a very thin, small, flathead screwdriver and getting in between the pegs that hold the wheel base in place. The axles just pop out very easily. If you do it a little too hard, then as is the case with this model, they do occasionally bend. You got to be careful not to do that when you're taking them apart. Once you have the Batmobile apart, you can do any number of things with the Batmobile. As I did here, I went out, I purchased a Johnny Lightning hot rod car, took it all apart, and then customized it into my very own hot rod Batmobile with the big fat tires in the back, the flamethrower exhausts coming out from underneath each of the driver and passenger side wheels, and the smaller wheels in the front. Of course, now it's on a lift kit, as you can see, so the rear end is much higher than the front, giving it that hot rod effect. This was one of my first customizers that I did by myself once I was able to find the right Johnny Lightning car I wanted. Moving forward from the Johnny Lightning version, another thing I did was to keep it more stock and more original. I wanted to try and find the Raider wheels. Those of you who are familiar with the 66 TV show Batmobile, the full model version of it, made by George Barris, had the Raider wheels with the Batman bat symbol knockout in red with white trim. Well, I didn't put those on just yet. I'm still in the middle of cutting those out myself, but I did find on a Johnny Lightning set as well the Raider wheels off of the GTO with the hard, real, true rubber tires. Taking them apart, taking them off the one car, putting them back on this car, gave it that more original, sportier feel. I do want to still trim this out a little bit more and do a little bit more paint detail on the body, on the front and on the fins, as well as do some interior work, painting the cockpit itself, as much detail oriented as I can get to keep it more to the true original, much like the already manufactured Hot Wheels San Diego Comic-Con edition. They did give it the 5-spoke wheels, the red insert hub. They did paint in between the canopy, as well as the bat beacon in the center of the canopy, the parachute tubes, the parachute packs off the back, and the fire thruster tube out the back, giving it the silver and the red trim to highlight the details of the original TV show car. Okay. Coming away from that version and going on to the Corgi version, a dear friend of mine from eBay and the internet, Mr. Jim Graham, did a very nice thing for me as I sent him all the components and I had him build me his very own version of the chopped hot rod Batmobile. Very similar to what I did with the Hot Wheels version. He took a small Corgi Junior version with some other components that I had sent him, from my older 1/43rd scale Batmobile, and I had a steering wheel. I don't know if you can get a good shot in on that, Roderick. If I tilt that up a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Get the steering wheel in there. That was actually from a model of the Michael Keaton Batmobile, and he just notched it out a little bit for me and put that on the inside. Being an engineer that he is, he custom built the thruster, the fire thruster out the back. He hand built the rocket launcher tubes out the back, a little bit of aluminum wiring for the antenna, and the beacon light and the canopy center was taken from an original 1/43rd scale Corgi Batmobile that he adapted and added on to the smaller version. Taking the wheels from an original muscle car, souping them up, as well as the exhaust pipes. Forgive me, it's late, I'm tired. And then die cutting each of the bat emblems that went on all 4 hubcaps. He really got very detail oriented. It does roll, the wheels do still move, and what really tickles my fancy, most of all, is, Roderick, if you get a close-up of that license plate, man, he just did an awesome job. If anybody is interested in talking to Jim, he is on eBay. He does make 1/25th scale versions of this hot rod style Batmobile, but very far and few between. And when they do go on eBay, they don't go cheap. These things go for up to as much as $250 to $300 for a customized 1/25th scale hot rod Batmobile. I got to thank him very much for doing me this favor, because this is one of my prized possessions from my outside of my own home customized jobs. This one is by far my favorite.